we have so much more power as a collective than we do in our silos of anxiety. And it's my hope that each artist leaves class with that effervescent, joyful, sparkly, just popped open the soda water can creativity, that like effervescent energy, and then allows that to ripple out into the world around them.
Mary Hynes, we're so excited. Say we, like there's more than I am so excited, and everyone who would be with me would also be excited if there was anyone else here, that you're our very first teacher with Dare to Fail Improv, a first workshop that is not me. I'm super excited about it. Come to your senses. I'm sure you're very excited too.
I mean, is my face saying information? Because if my body had words, they would be, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, honored, and delighted.
Uh, oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, there's a lot of things that we love about teaching, obviously, because we do it so much. But like, what's something about teaching improv that you just love?
I love how much teaching teaches me. And I find it so fun and rewarding to live in the learning zone with fellow open hearted and open minded artists. And I find myself inspired by and called to teach the things that I'm working on. And I also love being able to toss fresh logs onto students' creative fires.
Yeah, that.
And fireplace behind me.
Oh yeah, nicely. Well done. You
Yeah.
did that whole thing just for that. Um, and also I assume you feel this too, but like when you can see people literally learning in real time because
Yeah.
of because of your workshop.
It's I I love seeing people learning, and I've trained myself to be attentive to it, to the body's kinesthetic response to revelation and transformation. Like it'll be a blink or a breath or a drop in the shoulders. And then I'm like, oh yeah, we're here. Oh yeah, buddy. But that's what goes on in my head. But outside, I'm like, hold it, hold
Oh.
it, hold it.
Yeah, we don't want to scare them off just because we're
Right?
having a good time
Right. Like
too.
you summoned the cats and then you're like, wow. And then like all the cats are gone.
Yeah, those cats. So, I know it's kind of a big question, but like, how would you describe your style of teaching or leading a class?
Hmm. I feel like my style of teaching is a blend of all of the nutrient rich things that I've engaged with up to this point. So, my theatrical training in college and in Ireland and Russia, my practical experience and personal research, because I love learning. It's so fun to me. So, Come to Your Senses includes a few Viola Spolin exercises with a
Mhm.
Mary Mary twist. Like I've done the research, I've taught it before, I own it. And it's very important for me as a teacher to carry on the torch of past innovators and keep their work alive and evolving.
Ooh, I love that. Now, just for the uninitiated, if anyone does not know the name Viola Spolin, could you do a quick who is that?
I would absolutely love to, Rich Baker. Thanks for asking. So Viola Spolin, I call her the great goddess grandmother of improvisation. So in Chicago, she created with a cohort of other fellow women. Like they all had a house together and they were like sharing raising their children, which is like the dream. Like, oh my gosh, let's all buy a house and live together. And she created all of these improvisation games, these exercises for immigrant children who don't all speak the same language.
Beautiful.
That's freaking dope.
Yeah, no, she's yeah. If anyone does not know what Viola Spolin is, she's awesome. She's great.
Totally amazing.
So the two biggest pillars of Dare to Fail Improv School are one, support each other, make each other look good. That's rule number one with a
Yeah.
bullet. And of course, what the school's named after, Dare to Fail. Can you
All right,
just talk about what
there's
those?
oh, I'm so sorry. There's a doggy that's requesting to go out, but we just did. So please excuse the bell, everybody.
Oh, totally fair.
I don't know if
So
you
when
can
it comes
hear it.
to support each other, make each other look good, and Dare to Fail, like what are those two concepts? Like, what do they mean to you?
So to me, support each other and make each other look good means this. So this is a scene. So this is me and this is you. And in order for the scene dynamic to be healthy and work properly, we're leaning into each other. We need each other. We're necessary to each other. So if we can all stand on the foundation of like, I am leaning in and you are leaning in, we have a great structure to keep building together. However, when someone inevitably falls out of that vortex, I just let you fall on your face. And I'm sorry. Sorry, just let you fall on your face. And then
Metaphorical face, of course.
metaphorical face. And then it takes effort to get back into that vortex. So it's my hope that some of the exercises that I introduce in class can help people get back to this dynamic with ease.
Yeah. One thing I like to say is that, if we were in a painting class, I wouldn't worry about supporting and make each other look good because your painting has nothing to do with your neighbor's painting. But in improv, anything you do necessarily has to do with your scene partner. And so,
Yeah.
like, if you're not supporting each other, what are you even doing? Right.
And to me, dare to fail means what if you could say and do things that you've never done? What if you could surprise and delight yourself? And what if you could take one step farther into the deep end and know and trust that the your floaties, your skills that you've learned will keep you afloat, and you trust that you'll know what to say and what to do, when to do it, and no sooner.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you've taught for years, a long time, but can you think of one of, I'm sure, many examples where you were in charge of a class and you could tell that a student was getting something, understanding something really for the first time under your watch?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Great question. As a coach, like we were saying earlier, I've trained myself to see and hear those aha moments. It's a blink, it's a softness in the face, it's a drop in shoulder tension, or an inhale or an exhale. And when that happens, I've learned to hold space for them as they've stepped further into terra incognita. And I recently had a student who had a very challenging time taking big emotional risks. And when I see something like that, it's a challenge for me as a leader and a coach to create or discover diagnostic exercises that help them to experience what's necessary to keep evolving. So I saw him break new ground in this monologue exercise, and I wanted to celebrate it. It was like bubbling up in me, but I kept the cork on the champagne bottle until he was done. And then I asked him how he felt, and he spoke more than I had ever heard him in class. So it's also really it's a very like precarious dynamic. And I want to tell you what to get out of the exercise, but instead I ask, what are you getting out of it? What are you taking away? Thoughts, questions, comments, feelings. And I feel like teaching is more about being a guide, and peeling back the vines to reveal the temple, to reveal like the new site, and then getting out of the way for them to explore the new territory.
Yeah, it's like you want to just push the knowledge into them, but that's not how learning works.
That's not how learning works. Well, I mean, you could, but that's just like one layer, right? That's like that comes from the outside, as opposed to someone reflecting internally comes from the inside.
Ah, the opposite of the outside. Nice.
Oh, welcome to Sesame Street. The opposite of outside is inside.
Inside. The come to your senses. I love the concept of this workshop because I think sight and sound are pretty obvious. We see our partner, we hear what they say. Those two senses. I think most people get behind that. But when you're dealing with invisible, intangible objects, like you can't really feel the banana, you can't really smell the banana or taste banana because it's all made up. It's just this invisible thing in your hand that we all say is a banana. So how do those senses come into play since you're talking about using all five senses?
Sure, sure, sure. Um, Object work is hard. Pantomime is hard. It's something that's not there that we are creating live and seeing and calling into existence. And I think about a time I was in New York City and I was working with one of my friend plus mentor, Scotty Watson. And I was rushing my way in a scene and I was creating more than I was discovering. And I heard him gently say, slow down, breathe, look up. And so I stopped and I looked up and I saw towering trees, like Bob Ross style, like gorgeous trees. And I took in a big sip of air and I smelled those pine trees and I said, wow, I never realized how good pine trees smell. It's so refreshing, which brought me and my partner together in the environment and grounded us in discovery and grounded us in discovery over creation.
Yeah. So in the
It's like
same way that we're
really,
playing,
oh,
uh,
sorry. It's like really inviting yourself into the magic of it because
yeah,
you have like an aha moment of like, oh my gosh, I can see that thing. But we have this frenetic energy that's like, I must make, do, and create. But this energy pushes away discovery. But when you stop and allow the billows of your breath to flow through you, you give the space, you give the pause for new inventory to show up.
yeah, you're absorbing what's going on. So really, you're talking about like we're playing pretend already by saying that I'm a boat captain. Why can't I also pretend that I smell the ocean and that all these other senses are just we're playing pretend.
Right. And as soon as you say boat captain, my improv brain goes, if this is true, then what else is true? And I immediately could smell the salt water, which then
Yeah.
leads me to hear a parrot do parrot things. Right. I can hear
Like doing his taxes and
doing his
parrot
taxes,
things.
making sure he's got coconut water and like yogurt on his grocery list. You can hear like the pirate peg leg on the boat, which gives me a feeling of like my first thought is like fear because I'm scared of that guy. You
Yeah.
can't trust him.
Untrustworthy parrot.
I'm
Uh
an
what
untrustworthy
are
parrot pirate. Mhm.
what's I mean, other than just teaching in of itself, which is its own reward, like what is it about teaching for Dare to Fail that you're really like looking forward to, excited about?
Mhm. Um, I think the thing that I'm most looking forward to in teaching for Dare to Fail is fostering community and having safe spaces to experience joy and creativity. We have so much more power as a collective than we do in our silos of anxiety. And it's my hope that each artist leaves class with that effervescent, joyful, sparkly, just popped open the soda water can creativity, that like effervescent energy, and then allows that to ripple out into the world around them. Just open my
Love
soda.
it.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
no, yeah. Have a sip, of course. You've been talking a lot. You
It's
gotta
grapefruit.
hydrate.
Grapefruit,
Ooh.
grapefruit spindrift. Also, we're not sponsored by Spindrift, but we could be, and I would love
We
that.
could be if they want to. That'd be great. Um, you and I clearly we're not silly at all. We're very serious
So
people.
serious, cereal, so
But
cereal.
but what is the importance of being silly, especially because we're teaching adults here, and I think that as kids, it's a lot easier to say, "All right, you pretend to be a fireman and do this," but with adults, like, what is the importance of being silly?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, silly is really important, and Viola Spolin's work really taught me the power of play, and that when we shake up how we see the world, it's like I imagine a parrot that like puffs out its feathers and does a like when you shake it out, you invite movement and energy into your body, into your brain, into your breath. And just coming back to that Viola Spolin, that she created these exercises for immigrant children who speak different languages, and in that, play is the common denominator. We don't need to speak the same language to be able to connect, and a smile and a laugh are universal.
Yeah. I just feel like, and I love that you said silos of anxiety earlier
Right?
because, even as an improv teacher who's, connecting with students, when I'm not teaching or doing things, when I'm alone, it can feel, just the isolation can be a little, ah,
Because you're stagnant in your own energy. You're ping
yeah,
ponging your own malarkey back and forth. Like You're just in there and you don't have any fresh energy. So in that play and in seeing other people and doing things you've never done before, you you get new energy into your silo. And then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
I've got fresh stuff to inspire me now.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just, we need connection. And even if it's online, it doesn't matter. Like when we have that vulnerable place, that safe space that you want to give people to connect, that's when we really get to, feel like a person, like a human being.
And I feel like the online platform is great. I respect and revere points of view if people don't enjoy it, but I've found from really like diving into it the past couple years is that when you're in your own environment and you have familiar things, and like I'm in this really fun swivel chair, and I'm in my socks and I'm like cozy and I'm comfortable. From comfort you can take greater risks. And then
Yeah,
I also love the accessibility piece that people from all over the world can join. And the ease of access, I think, is really swell.
absolutely. Yeah, I've been able to teach students, in places I would have never met, most
Okay.
likely, in my regular life, but because of online, it's like I get to work with people in every time zone around the world, all kinds of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you want to share about your upcoming workshop?
I'm so excited to teach Come to Your Senses. I love creating curriculum. I adore it. I passionately assemble ingredients, and my curriculum is a diagnostic flow. It's its own heart bait. Yep, it's a heart
Heart
bait.
bait. Yep.
Heart rate. It's a heart rate beat, right? And it's all, and I learned that from Second City and how to put an effective running order together that engages people. Sometimes you need a break, sometimes you need an energy, sometimes you need to ride out with something longer. So I treat my classes like that. And so I assembled this curriculum, which includes a lot of Spolin. And I created this curriculum and I was like, whoo, 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 it's a good one. And then I taught it with Rogue, and I felt and saw the results of it. And I was like, this is a really good sequence. So it's something I love and I'm familiar with, and I'm very excited to teach it.
Well, and I'm very excited for you to teach it and for the students that get to work with it, with you in this workshop and all other future workshops and classes that happen with Mary Hynes and Dare to Fail Improv.
May we all dare to fail.